So my question for you, this is again, I haven't picked the most cheerful questions, but about the legal consequences, the penalties for non-compliance. I mean, what are we looking at here?
So they can be really quite punitive, but there's other things as well. There are legal consequences, and I'll go through those. But there's also things like reputational risk. If you're a recruitment company that gets caught with your hand in the biscuit tin, not doing that process correctly, what does that say about you as a business? How many different end clients are going to hear about that and not want to do business with you? But in terms of the actual legal consequences, you've got things like right to work checks. That's a £20,000 flat fine per individual that doesn't have the right to work. So if you're not carrying out right to work checks, regardless of whether someone's a contractor, a PAYE temp, umbrella worker, whatever, get involved in that process, because it can come back on you if you're involved in that. You've got things like GDPR breaches. That can be between 2 and 4% of global turnover as a fine. So if you're part of a wider group, part of a wider business, that can bubble all the way up to the top of that organization. You can be looking at a really serious fine. We've got things like HMRC investigations into non-tax compliance, particularly around umbrellas. So if you're managing a PSL of umbrella companies, what due diligence have you done on those? They are starting to trickle down into the recruitment companies, and they're starting to look at the behavior that's been involved. You've also got things like contractors. Have they got the right insurances in place? Because if they haven't, you as the recruitment company are going to start taking on some of the liability. If the quality of work isn't there, if the work doesn't get done, if that insurance isn't in place for the contractor, you as the recruitment company, you're going to potentially picking up the bill.